Thank you for watching Murder, Monsters, and Mysteries. Today we take a look at the Voynich Manuscript. Since it was discovered in 1912, scholars have been trying to decode the unknown script and bizarre illustrations inside the 15th century Voynich Manuscript. But to this day, nobody knows exactly what the book is about. In 1912, a Polish book dealer by the name of Wilfred Voynich purchased a truly bizarre manuscript, consisting of around 240 pages. The early 15th century manuscript was handwritten entirely in an unknown language and featured various illustrations of people, fictitious plants, astrological symbols, and other fantastical images. Known now as the Voynich Manuscript, this text has remained the world's most mysterious book for about 600 years. Since Wilfred Voynich purchased the book in 1912, it has been examined and studied by a litany of scholars, including cryptographers and military code breakers, all of whom were unsuccessful in their attempts to decipher the manuscript. In 1969, the book was donated to Yale University, where it was held in the Voynich Rare Book and Manuscript Library. Then, in 2020, Yale uploaded the entire Voynich manuscript to its online digital library, allowing it to be accessed in full for the first time by anyone on the planet. It's a thick manuscript, more closely resembling a modern book than a medieval scroll. Some of its pages fold out into complex diagrams. It is written in an entirely unknown language now referred to as Voynichese. Among various illustrations of astrological symbols and seemingly fictitious plants are drawings of nude people bathing and fantastical creatures like dragons. Over the years, countless theories about the Voynich manuscript have surfaced. One expert claimed it was a woman's health manual, while others believe that Voynich himself created it as a hoax. Stranger theories suggest it could have been from another planet, or perhaps even another universe. It has remained such an oddity and difficult to decipher and understand that experts such as physicist Andreas Schinner have referred to this book as pure poison for scholars. Because, as he told Undark, there is always an interesting option to make a ridiculous mistake.
Evil one, deliver me.
From the evil one, deliver me.
At the hour of my death,
At the hour of my death,
call me and bid me to come to thee.
call me and bid me to come to thee.
Give me the compass. If you don't, we'll take her eyes. We'll take your family's eyes. We'll make this whole town blind.
From the evil one, deliver me.
At the hour of my death,
At the hour of my death,
Probably should have come here first.
come to thee.
call me and bid me.
Schinner previously examined the manuscript himself by applying statistical analytics, but his test did not unlock all of the manuscript's secrets. Ultimately, Schinner's research found that the text within the Voynich manuscript was not a natural, structured language, but rather a random string of characters. He later expanded on that theory, proposing possible generating algorithm for the text and suggesting it was created as a medieval hoax. In effect, that the text is meaningless. But other studies have found the exact opposite, with some claiming it was written in some new unknown language, and others theorizing that it was a strange version of Latin, Hebrew, or Turkish. Modern technology has finally opened the pathway to deciphering the Voynich Manuscript, and while no one has yet gleaned what the words say, there have been a number of revelations about the manuscript since it first entered Voynich's hands. In January 2023, the art newspaper reported that researcher Stefan Guzzi had potentially traced back the ownership of the Voynich Manuscript. My idea was to compile all book-related transactions by analyzing the imperial account books of the Hofkammer, which is the imperial chamber in Vienna and Prague, where all the ingoing and outgoing letters were registered, Guzzi said. If there was any transaction involving 600 gold coins, then the chance was pretty high that this acquisition was one mentioned in the Marci letter. The Marci letter refers to the 17th century royal doctor Johannes Marcus Marci, who received the Voynich manuscript from its previous owner, the alchemist George Baresch. Marci was in regular correspondence with the Jesuit scholar Athanasius Kircher, and so a few years after acquiring the manuscript, he sent it off to Kircher alongside a cover letter, which he wrote, "This book, bequeathed to me by an intimate friend, I destine for you, my dear Athanasius. As soon as it came into my possession, for I was convinced that it could be read by no one except yourself. It was thanks to this letter that Guzzi was able to trace the ownership of the book further back. He discovered that it had once been in the possession of Holy Roman Emperor Rudolf II, who purchased it from an unnamed seller for 600 ducats between 1576 and 1612. However, analysis has shown that the manuscript was originally created during the 15th century, roughly 150 years before Rudolf obtained it. Guzzi then learned that records from 1599 showed that Rudolf purchased a collection of manuscripts from the physician Karl Weidmann for 600 florin, a type of gold coin, which may have been what Marci referred to in his letter. Weidmann lived in the home of botanist Leonard Rohulf, and he began selling books to the emperor after Rohulf and his wife passed away. I assume that Weidmann probably inherited some books from him, Guzzi said. But the trail ends there. It's unclear how Rohulf first came into possession of the book, and it doesn't answer the question of who wrote it. The new evidence does, however, rule out any suggestions that Voynich himself forged the book, as radiocarbon dating confirmed it was written sometime in the early 1400s. It also rules out Voynich's own theory that the book was written by Roger Bacon, a 13th century friar and philosopher. Despite all of this, however, the mystery of the Voynich manuscript lives on. So what do you think, guys? Is the Voynich manuscript, this mysterious book, from another dimension? A different planet? What answers lie in the mysterious writings and pictures? Will we ever find out? Will we ever decode the answers of the Voynich manuscript? And thank you for watching Murder, Monsters, and Mysteries. If you enjoyed today's video, please like and subscribe, as we'll be uploading more regularly.